Good morning and welcome back. Routine house cleaning leads to a treasure hidden away in a Henrico attic. But the haul does not include priceless works of art or sparkling jewels. In my latest I Have a Story, photographer Curtis Akers and I introduce you to the homeowner who says what she found are priceless items from another time that need to be returned to their rightful owner.
It's like my passion project. When I first saw it, fell in love with it. Go get it.
Home is where the heart is certainly applies to this address in Henrico.
Give me half. He's not very good at fetch. Go get it.
Anna Prillaman is most happy relaxing in her near West End house with dog Alfie.
I care about the house similar to how I care about people I love. I mean, I love this place.
What Anna didn't realize, her pride and joy also came fully furnished with a mystery. During an early round of spring cleaning,
Old stuff. Wow.
Anna discovered a hidden panel leading to a part of the attic.
And I realized that there was a door. And it's not a door that had a key or anything. It was just latched at the top.
Inside, a fortune stashed away by a previous owner.
I am an 80s baby, so I watched Goonies. So as I'm rummaging through the attic, I'm thinking there could be treasure back here. There could be a map. There could be gold coins.
It wasn't gold coins or a bag of cash, but 2 boxes stuffed with gems from a bygone time.
Yeah, this is what it was like in 1955.
Handwritten letters.
We've got the Naval Academy.
Hundreds of them sent to a young woman named Betty Sue in Richmond.
She's in College Station. We've got someone from Fort Knox, Kentucky, writing her that's definitely in the military.
The correspondence in cursive.
Virginia Beach, Virginia. So we're from all over here.
Reflect how we all once communicated.
There's definitely no SMHs and OMGs and LOLs. It's full sentences, grammatically correct sentences. Isn't that funny how that works?
Dozens of the letters were penned by a young man named Vance.
And I read one of those letters, and it is absolutely a love story.
Judging by the contents, Vance was smitten with Betty Sue, who he met at John Marshall High School.
It does pose a lot of questions just out of curiosity about their love story, because it sounds neat.
A new romance was blossoming on these old pages.
Hi, honey, how's my baby getting along?
Betty Sue filed each one away.
When we're not together, I know just the right words
that I would use in telling you everything. But when we're together, all I can think of is I love you.
Vance. I bet you that warmed her heart.
70 years later, Anna feels like she's invading Vance and Betty Sue's privacy.
And I think the reason it felt intrusive to me is because letters are between 2 people and 2 people only. And I thought, I'm not sure I need to be the third party that puts my eyes on that, because it wasn't meant for me to read.
Anna couldn't bring herself to toss the mound of missives.
But upon glancing at these once, it was clear that these needed to be in the right hands, and I needed to figure out how I was going to find that.
The director of athletics at Trinity Episcopal School turned to a most modern way of corresponding, social media.
But people loved the story. I mean, everywhere I go in town, people are stopping me like, hey, you wrote that post about the letters. Have you found the family yet?
Anna wondered if the letters from the lovebirds would go unclaimed.
I think a lot of people put on their Sherlock Holmes hat and got to work.
Days later, that work paid off with a potential lead. With fingers crossed, Anna reached out to a man 3,000 miles away in Portland, Oregon.
I had put my cell phone number in there, and it wasn't 30 minutes later, he texted me and he said, I'd love them.
We knew I was probably the person she was looking for.
Dalton Long could solve the mystery. Vance and Betty Sue went from writing each other to exchanging vows, their marriage lasting 50 years. Dalton Long is their grandson.
To me, they're B and Pop, but to the rest of the world, Betty McGee Long and Vance Herschel Long.
The 30-year-old videographer grew up in Anna's house, but never knew about the secret stash hidden away upstairs.
To add words to that time in their life is just going to be incredible.
His beloved B and Pop are gone now. Cherished memories and a few photos were all Dalton had of his beloved grandparents till now.
I think it's so beautiful to be able to connect on a human level with people that aren't here with us anymore, you know?
I know that if I found letters between my grandparents on either side, my mother's and my father's, I would sit there in a pool of tears reading them and cherish them. And I hope that that's what this family is able to do.
Anna Prillaman says tearing a page from Vance and Betty Sue's playbook could teach us all a lesson about the lost art of letter writing.
It's incredible just the reach this little story has gotten with people being interested in it. So everybody's got that in them, that human connection matters, the past matters.
Dalton Young remains eternally grateful that Anna saw the value in his family's written word and that the last chapter of this love story has a happy ending.
She was able to find something and was able to find the other end of it. And I think not only is it exciting for me, but I also hope it's exciting for her to be able to unite, me with a little piece of my past.
Well, Dalton's mom, who still lives part-time in Richmond, just picked up the boxes of letters from Anna. They'll soon be on their way to Dalton, 3,000 miles away in Portland, Oregon.